Hello, Rama Rama Pupodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a nice and relaxed, peaceful life. Now let's go to chapter 45 Bangalore, Sholapur. In due course, Ramdas and Janathan Pant reached Bangalore and were put up at Bhavani Shankar Rao's house in Malleshwaram. Their stay here was only for a couple of days. As the wish of the devotees in the house, Janathan Pant performed kirtan, which was also attended by the people of the neighborhood. At the time, there was in the house a Purohit who was called in for some religious ceremony. When Ramdas retired to the room which he occupied for rest, the Purohit came to him and read him a severe lesson. It took him roundly to task for abandoning the householder's life. Ramdas silently swallowed the bitter pill and dismissed the matter with a smile, for explanation and argument with him were found to be of no avail. Their stay in Bangalore coming to a close, they left for Sholapur. At Sholapur station, a batch of friends was awaiting their arrival. Govind Ramakrishna Joshi and his son-in-law made up the party. At this time, the annual celebration at Madhavrao Kulkarni's house in Anjangaon was in progress, and it was proposed that Ramdas should first attend this function and then proceed to Upale Dumala. They were also joined at this place by Prem Singh. The party in due time reached Anjangaon. The celebration at Madhav Rao's was then in full swing. Ramdas felt great elation in the company of Madhav Rao and other devotees. Anand Bua, son-in-law of Govind Ramakrishna Joshi, entertained the assembly with his kirtan, and Ramdas had also delivered a discourse on bhakti. From Anjangaon, the party consisting of Ramdas, Janathan Pant, Prem Singh and two other devotees from Upale Dumala who had specially come to invite and escort Ramdas started by bullock carts. They reached in the evening a small wayside village called Yavli. Stopping here for the night, the party early in the following morning prosecuted their journey towards Upale Dumala. The reception which the people of Upale Dumala accorded to him was simply beyond description. All the men, women, and children of all castes, creed, and races had, with one mind, joined hands in making the reception a grand success. He was led through the streets of the village in the midst of a huge procession to the accompaniment of fireworks, bhajan, and the Indian band. The devout mothers, the front yard of whose huts along the path was swept and besmeared with cow dung and ornamented with rangoli columns, stood on their doorstep with lights and offerings. The scene all around exhibited the signs of a gala day. Festoons decorated the houses and the roadways. The procession, after passing through all the streets of the village, at last halted in front of Baba Rao Kulkarni's house, and he was then taken inside the house where preparations had been made for his stay. The house was filled with the enthusiastic crowd to overflow. The continuous refrain of the divine mantram rang forth from every one in the assembly. Soon it was followed by the dancing. The Muslims of the place also took wholehearted part in the reception. To the surprise and delight of Hindu devotees, a pious Muslim joined in the dancers singing aloud the Ram mantram. Singing and dancing continued for the whole night. The devotees of the village appeared to have forgotten themselves in the ecstasy produced by the melody of the divine name. His stay in this village prolonged for about 18 days. People from the neighboring villages also came to swell the concourse in hundreds. The divine name Ram, issuing from the lips of everyone in the village, surcharged the atmosphere with a tense spiritual fervor. The program of bhajan, kirtan, feast, and discourse by Ramdas was worked out in a regular rotation. The devotees poured on him their pure and glorious love in every possible manner. To give a detailed account of the events during his residence at this place would be a laborious task, so he puts down here one or two important items. Among the devotees of the village was a young widow belonging to Sudra caste. For a month previous to his visit to this village, this devout soul had been observing a rigorous fast, vowing that she would taste food only after Ramdas had taken a meal prepared by her at her house. The young mother, whose name is Anjani Mada, came to him and invited him for dinner. Meanwhile, the other devotees of the place had already divided up the days of his stay among themselves for the offering of their food to him. He now placed the problem before them and pleaded on behalf of the mother. One of the devotees volunteered to forego his turn in favor of Anjani Mata. So he had the unique privilege of eating the nectarine food prepared by this divine mother. One day he had an invitation from a Muslim. Ramdas went to his house followed by many Brahmin devotees. The strangest part of it all was that faithful Muslim condescended to perform in a proper style Ramdas Pada Puja. When the puja was over, the Muslim, going inside his small hut, conveyed his long suffering wife out on the veranda where Ramdas sat, and making her sit beside him, prayed to him to pass his hands over her body. It was evident from the condition of the woman that she was sinking under a slow and continuous fever. She had been reduced almost to a skeleton. As requested by the Muslim, Ramdas passed his hands on her head and back and also offered her a part of the milk given to him by her husband. Then he left the place. Some days later, when he was away in another village, he came to know that this ailing mother, having been cured of a fever, was able to help her husband in the fields in about a week's time. All glory be to the great Lord, whose will is so powerful and whose ways are so mysterious. That's all, folks. Let's see in the next chapter the continuing part. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Puppoda.